Good morning and welcome once again. My name is John. I'm Orphan Car Garage. This is my YouTube channel. We're located in Abington, Massachusetts, which is about 20 minutes south of Boston. Spring is just about here in Massachusetts, and I thought of a no better car to profile for you than a red convertible. This particular red convertible is rather special, and you may have already figured that out. Not only is it a Pontiac Trans Am, very obvious to many people, it's also a convertible. And it's a convertible from 1984. And you're going to say, oh, John, Pontiac didn't build a Firebird convertible in 1984. If you wanted a convertible from your Pontiac dealer, you had to get a Sunbird. Well, that's true, except Pontiac did authorize the conversion of these particular cars and would sublet them to a company called Autoform out of Elkhart, Indiana. This particular car was converted by Autoform in Shawnee, Oklahoma, which was also a facility for Autoform. So if you wanted a convertible conversion on your 1983 through 1986 Firebird or Camaro, you had to order this car through your Pontiac or Chevrolet dealer. You could not walk into Autoform with your hardtop Camaro or Firebird and ask them to turn it into a convertible. These were authorized by GM and only to be ordered through General Motors dealerships. Production numbers are different depending upon what article you read. Most articles I've read said that they converted about 600 of these cars from 1983 to early 1986. Another article I read said they made about 250 or so of this particular Firebird conversion. So I'm not going to guarantee any production figures, but the cars are rare nonetheless. Article that I read on these cars also said that it added about $14,000 to the MSRP of the vehicle. Also read that it was a $5,500 conversion. So I equate that to meaning that it probably cost about $5,500 to do the conversion, yet the dealers were asking a premium, some $14,000 over sticker. We've never heard of that before, have we? Right away, you'll notice that this is a two-seater. Firebirds were not two-seaters from the factory. Autoform removes the rear seat and instead replaces that section with a fiberglass tub to stow your soft top. And I will show that before the video is done. It's very cool. Autoform also did a great job adding structural integrity to the car. There's a sturdy X-frame on the undercarriage of this car, which you will see in the photos on my website. And there's also a very strong brace here behind the front seats, which will be visible when we open the fiberglass tonneau. The tonneau cover is reminiscent of the early 60s Thunderbird roadsters, if you ask me. Very cool feature. This car is a factory Trans Am. Codes are in the console. As most of you know, the console houses a build sheet, so to speak, for these cars. It was a GM thing. I'll show you that here while I'm talking about it. So you're able to easily, right there. So we did some decoding of that, and this car is very well equipped. This car has the L69 option code, which is the high output 305 V8, which puts out about 190 horsepower with a 4-barrel carburetor. Factory equipped. This car also has the WS6 performance package from the factory, which added heavier duty springs and sway bars and front and rear disc brakes. Car also has the WS4 package, which proves this is a factory Trans Am. I'm going to go around the vehicle here and show you that there's very few flaws to point out. There are a couple. This car has been repainted. This car was probably repainted sometime in the late 90s or early 2000s. It's a very, very, very high quality paint job. The decals have all been reapplied. There are many companies out there that reproduce these decals, and they've all been reapplied to this vehicle and nicely done. That being said, you may have already noticed it over here as I walked around. This side says Trans Am, so the A is missing off the Am. Probably came off at a hair and wash, car wash. The car was being washed or something. Thankfully, these decals are readily available through the aftermarket set. Also, the E up here in 5.0 liter high output is a little loose. Tried to glue it back down, but that E is a little bit loose. So just full disclosure there. Some of the decals may need to be replaced or reapplied. Overall, though, very, very nice presentation. While I think of it, because I always seem to forget details when I'm done, these tires are brand new, less than a year old, with very, very little miles on them. Very nice original gold alloy wheels with some NOS replacement center caps all the way around. Many times this lower air dam is scraped, compromised, cracked. Nothing. This car spent a large part of its life in Florida. Sold new in Illinois, brought to Florida, and spending a large part of its time in Florida. For some reason, this guy loves to drive around when I'm doing a video. I'm not going to do another video just because he drove through again. Try not to sound angry. Automatic transmission. You'll see that there is some wood grain appliques that have been added. I don't know if Autoform did that or if that was another customer preference. I'm thinking the latter on that. The car is fully equipped with power door locks, power windows, full gauge package, air conditioning that does not operate but is all hooked up, and an aftermarket AM/FM CD player. Here you'll see in certain photos that I tried to take, and I'm going to try to show it here in the video, some maybe some little dings here on this body seam that weren't properly repaired before the repaint. You can just see a little bit of waviness right there. That's really it. This car is in outstanding cosmetic condition. I'm going to get in and start it up for you. Then I'm going to show you the top stowage area. Make sure to check out the website for all the photos of this car. This is a really unique third generation Firebird in the best color combination you could ask for. Seating in the car is in beautiful condition. Driver's side, the door panels, the carpeting, section behind here, the fiberglass compartment for the top stowage. 68,517 miles. That's original miles, and it's backed up on our Carfax report, which also shows no accident damage. Show you under the hood. Starting to spit a little bit of rain. Go figure. Nice, smooth running, clean 305 V8. Very well presented engine bay, very clean. Again, you won't see any rust on this car at all. Car obviously has always been babied and garaged, only driven in good weather. The air conditioning's all hooked up, but it does not blow cold air. I'm not going to be one of those guys that says it just needs a charge, because we all know that Freon refrigerant doesn't go anywhere unless there's a leak. So you could charge it and see what happens and see how long it lasts, but if it's empty, there's a reason for that. I love the ads that say air conditioning just needs a charge. It's never just a charge. Super, super nice running car. Car's been recently tuned up. Carburetor's been rebuilt. Oil's been changed. The car will also come with a all-weather custom car cover. You'll see even photos of that on my website. Now, to open the tailgate, the fiberglass tonneau here, there's a button to actuate that right here on the dash. It's a little heavy with one arm, but there you go. Fun fact, these are the same exact factory hatch pistons that would have been used on the hatchback. Autoform uses them and turns them around to be used on the tonneau. And there actually is its own separate trunk lid, so you don't have to open the tonneau just to access the trunk portion, which is right there. Also very clean back there. But I will tell you that we cannot get this latch to operate properly, so we don't quite know what's going on there. I saw one online that had a keyhole. This doesn't have a keyhole, it has a button, so maybe it's a remote thing. It just doesn't work, so that can probably be fixed. Here's the convertible top. Very nicely done. Autoform did a nice job with this. Oh, and the brace. There's your brace, structural brace back there. They didn't skimp out on this conversion at all. Very nicely done. Speaking of that, this is your convertible top. The front panel over the driver and passenger is actually a hard panel. And since they removed the back seat, they use the actual material from the back seat to create a headliner. How cool is that? Very traditional latches here at the front, some pull handles. So this is actually a hard panel. I may as well just put it up for you here. And then these just come down. It's sort of some rudimentary snaps that, and the top snaps around with the rear window. I've got a bunch of pictures of that on my website to put the top down. Just kind of take it and go right back. One arm, very easily done. Again, that trunk space is usable and clean. Just like to tuck these out of the way from the, and then just take this fiberglass panel and let it drop. And there you go. You've got yourself a convertible at a red light. It's that easy to lower. Convertible top has been replaced. It's too nice to be original, as you could see. And it probably needs to spend some time in the sun, because I had some real difficulty stretching the material when it was up to snap into these snaps. So it was not able to be done. So I think the top needs to spend some time out in the sun to stretch a little, but that doesn't hinder the way the car operates or the way the top will protect the driver and passenger, because they latch up here. Really cool, very rare, early 80s icon, a 1984 Pontiac Trans Am. When have you ever seen a two-seater convertible? This car will turn heads everywhere you go. Completely turnkey condition. I will say, upon my inspection of this car, it could probably use a couple of valve cover gaskets. I sense that there's a small leak, at least on the left side valve cover gasket. So I will say that for full disclosure, but certainly doesn't hinder the way the car drives or runs. Something you could do down the road, not an expensive job. This car is here on consignment. My name is John. My phone number is 508-954-8090. Asking price on this rare Autoform Firebird convertible is $16,900. $16,900 for this 80s icon that, as the collector market changes and the demographic of collectors get younger, this car will go up in value. I promise you that. These are the classics of the future. They're the classics now, believe it or not. Hard for me to believe, because I remember when they were new. But they are rising in value by the year as the demographic of collectors changes. You heard it here first. 508-954-8090. Check me out on the web, orphancargarage.com. There's plenty of pictures of this car there. And find us on Facebook. That's where all our new arrivals get posted. And of course, like and subscribe here on YouTube, because every one of our new arrivals gets videoed for sale before they're offered for sale. So again, $16,900, 1984 two-seater Roadster Firebird convertible. Wow. Until next time, thanks for watching.